Trainer activated. Cheat activated. Cheat activated. Deactivated. Cheat activated. Deactivate. Cheat activated.
sleep last night because of the noise coming from some festival not too far away. The following morning they asked at the reception of their hotel where all that noise came from. Listen to the conversation between Alex and the hotel receptionist. Buongiorno. Buongiorno, come state? Insomma, c'era un rumore tremendo ieri sera. Lo so, era il festival latinoamericano, dura una settimana. E a che ora finisce? Ma non saprei, tardi. Che cosa fanno? Un po' di tutto. Balli latinoamericani, in tombola, dibattiti, e poi l'ultima sera ci sono sempre i fuochi. Si può anche mangiare? Sì. Ci sono vari stand in cui si possono mangiare piatti tipici a prezzi economici. L'ingresso è gratuito? No, costa 5 euro a testa. Here are your questions. They'll help you focus on the information required, not on every single word. How long is the festival on for? Are the food and wine tasting free? Listen to the conversation again and answer the questions. Buongiorno. Buongiorno, come state? Insomma, c'era un rumore tremendo ieri sera. Lo so, era il festival latinoamericano, dura una settimana. E a che ora finisce? Ma non saprei, tardi. Che cosa fanno? Un po' di tutto. Balli latinoamericani, in tombola, dibattiti, e poi l'ultima sera ci sono sempre i fuochi. Si può anche mangiare? Sì. Ci sono vari stand in cui si possono mangiare piatti tipici a prezzi economici. L'ingresso è gratuito? No, costa 5 euro a testa. Here are the answers to the questions. How long is the festival on for? A week is the only term used in the conversation that can be related to the duration of the festival. Dura una settimana. Are the food and wine tasting free? No. The receptionist says, prezzi economici, and then answers no and gives the price in euros to Alex's question. L'ingresso è gratuito? Listen to the conversation again. Buongiorno. Buongiorno, come state? Insomma, c'era un rumore tremendo ieri sera. Lo so, era il festival latinoamericano, dura una settimana. E a che ora finisce? Ma non saprei, tardi. Che cosa fanno? Un po' di tutto. Balli latinoamericani, in tombola, dibattiti, e poi l'ultima sera ci sono sempre i fuochi. Si può anche mangiare? Sì. Ci sono vari stand in cui si possono mangiare piatti tipici a prezzi economici. L'ingresso è gratuito? No, costa 5 euro a testa.
What wonders are these? 'Tis as if the tree of knowledge and the tree of life have rooted in this terrible place. What? It's locked.
Well, we took some honey from a tree, placed it up on the door this week. Everybody's trying to be my friend. Everybody's trying to be my friend. Everybody's trying to be my friend. Every now and then, it's a flashlight, a flash phone. See women up, you don't find. Everybody's trying to be my friend. Everybody's trying to be my friend. Everybody's trying to be my friend now, yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. We'd like to sing another song about that. And I just found we'd like everybody to, everybody all along there, and all along there, and all along there. Everybody join in and clap your hands. Now, and this is my song is I wanna, if you're a hobby you like, and this is called Come Buy Me Love.
When you reach the end, will you wait for me? Holding out a soul that lighting up the way I can run and I can go, but as soon as I feel you past the walls outside, I find you, 'cause I know,
Alright, how was it? I think it wasn't that bad for a first full-fledged fight. It was a little cringy. Nah, it was okay. I feel it was okay. We were trying to do as best as possible. I was trying to do as best as possible to get the full movie-like experience without making them so invulnerable. But yeah, they were still very invulnerable. So we tried that. We went the first time I played that. We went with a more or less cinematographic effect as well, even without the cheats. We almost made it, but still lost. And I don't recall if it was because none of them can die or if all of them died. I'm not entirely sure. But if you ask me, the first time I did that battle without the cheats was a little better. We still stood in the line of fire like that, not as much, but I think it is doable. Like, if we practice a lot, we will be able to do that and not abuse the invulnerability, you know, make it look like we are still destructible, kind of, right? But it will require a lot of practice because it is difficult to get into a middle point there. Okay, so we were having some issues with the camera also because we are trying to find a place that this can be read, but that the battle wasn't that close. It was like fairly close, and it kind of it was too close at first, so we had to zoom out a little. But I'm not sure if the printing is still readable. Though you survived the attack, Father was worried. He said, You what? Okay, so it's very unreadable. But, okay, how should we go around at this? Maybe we could zoom in on the text, but zoom out on the fights. Yet, it's still, it's one or the other. Like, if we do it, we're going to break our chat. But if we don't, we are going to break our gameplay. Or if we don't, we're going to break the reading. So I'm not sure. There's not a middle point. It's not about the chat so much. Like, we can do it, but the problem is knowing on the gameplay how far. Like, we can have the chat a little smaller. It's gonna be difficult because we can make the chat slightly smaller, right? So we can have a queue. We should maybe leave the. I'm not sure if you are more in quest mode or more in battle mode. If we knew that, we could probably plan ahead. But since we don't, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Okay, so this is a little closer. We could try to see if we don't have to zoom in on battles or zoom out on battles and zoom in on text. We're trying to find a middle point here where both things can be done without much hassle. So if we find a place where the text is readable, all we need to do then is wait for gameplay, for shootouts, and see if they are doable. Though you survived the attack, Father was worried. He said you should build an underground escape tunnel in case of another attack. But he... What? But he also wanted you to call the shots. Okay, I couldn't read that. I couldn't read that on the phone, but I can read it on the screen, all barely. So I'm not sure. Yeah, of course. Now let's get just a little more zoom in. Just one more. Let's see. Yeah, we can zoom in as much as we like. The problem is in battle. In battle, if it's too zoom in, it's like very very troublesome to handle. So maybe we can just zoom out in battle just a little. Like the main thing about the chat is that it allows us to have a queue. Therefore, we know where is it that we have to position the camera. But if we don't have that cue, we're gonna be making a mess whenever we're in battles, probably. Like we may end up just... Oh, that went badly. That went really... Oh, wow, what the heck did we just do? Oh, I'm so glad we didn't have to start that all over again. Okay. Let's see. Is this right? Well, this is another attempt. Right? No, that's not right. We need to lower it just a little bit or zoom the camera out. Okay, let's see. If we zoom out, it fits, but can it be read? Let's see. Okay, this will be the place where it will be standing. If I can read it on the phone, then we can roll with it. And if we need to zoom out in battle just a little bit, it's still doable. He said you should build an underground escape. That tunnel cannot be read in case of another attack, but he also wanted you to call the shots. Yes, that's good and all, but something good idea that can't be read right. I don't know, I think we're gonna have to go all the way here for this. This is where I can start reading it in the screen, like without much trouble. I'm still not getting the key on the phone. I cannot read that. Expensive, I think, is the word under it. This was where we were before. This is where it can be read. Like, well. But the problem is the chat. What do we do with the chat? We could leave the chat out, I guess, for the story mode, and have the chat when we are in the fight. The other problem is the music too, so maybe we can move it. If we don't move it up, then there shouldn't be a problem, but we can move it sideways a little bit further even. Yeah, we're gonna have to make some compromises here. Is that right? It doesn't look that right, but it doesn't look that not right either. Not sure. It would be nice if we could have the whole thing, but that takes so much screen that is not that great. Actually, this may be a little too much instead. I think it's best if we have less of that and more screen. Yeah, it's not ideal, but I guess it works out. And when we go to the battle, we can just do this. Alright, maybe even a little further outside. There, that's where the battle was doing well, wasn't it? I'm not sure. Well, something is certain. We can't read that text. We can't. Not in our current resolution or otherwise. So we can't unless we zoom in that much. Check on Florence. We can't unless we zoom in that badly. Well, the other thing is not to have the music either. We could potentially just zoom in on the readings and zoom out on the story mode, but we can't push this far. That would be ideal, but I doubt it is going to be doable. Right, I think it would end up being something like this. Little closer. We'll break our title, our music reader there. It's not this one. It's either this one or this one. Both have their advantages. Well, it's not about the advantages so much anymore as much as it is of not knowing if it will be feasible. So what about then this? When we go in the battles, and this when we go in the readings. It looks somewhat ugly, but we could also do that. Yeah, on top of all. Yeah, in the end, if we're not gonna be using either the chat or the music service for the duration of the reading, may as well just put on top of everything, and then when we go into battle, we can have once again chat and music, I guess. Not even in battle, but after we read this, right? After all the readings, but it's gonna be a pain because there's a lot of reading to be done, right? So we're gonna be zooming in, zooming out, zooming in, zooming out. That's not fun either. What do we do then? Well, if you get the chat like right there across the if you get the chat properly here, we're gonna have a lot of chat in the middle of the battle, which is bad. It's ugly to look at, and the music is not that much of a concern, but still, I guess it could be. I don't know. We could just leave it there and see what's playing the music, even if it may end up being a little... Well, it doesn't look all that well for some reason. Maybe it looks better with my Twitch streamer there. Maybe it looks less bad there. Yeah, I don't think it looks all that bad. Let's just see if it can be improved a little bit more. Let me take a moment here. It's a little big. Yeah, it's kind of a little big. Let's just trim it down a little bit. It seems it can work out thanks to the fact that we have the what's the word again? The BO? No, it's not BOD. What was the word that was used for for the streamers' pictures, but when they are like VTuber, yeah, the VTuber, that's what I'm looking for. Thanks to the fact that we have the VTuber picture there, it kind of balances out a little bit, even though it's kind of big. But okay, I think we can go around with this. It doesn't look that bad. We don't have the Twitch chat, unfortunately. Or I don't think we can do anything about it. There's a lot of reading. There hasn't been that many battles. Of course, the way I play it is also to be faulted. Let's see. Though you survived the attack, Father was worried. He said you should build an underground escape tunnel in case of another attack, but he also wanted you to call the shots. Good idea, $200. Looks like anywhere or expensive, but that's as far as we can go. That's not bad. That's still good enough. Okay, so let's do this, and when we're in the middle of the battle, we're doing this. But I guess it would be nice to have a good queue on the chat, since we're not gonna be using it here. Might as well just expand it. Onwards to where we're going to be centering our battle, because it's just difficult finding out, oh, is this good, is this bad? Of course, that can always change depending on the battle too. Even the one that we had wasn't 100% perfect, but it was good enough. Like, you could get a lot of the action going, you could see a lot of the action going, you could notice a lot of the shooting space, and there wasn't all that much that was lost, except where long shots were done, right? But that's for the most part unavoidable. If you want to have those, chances are you're gonna have to have the whole thing open, which is, like I mentioned, good for those particular shots, but bad for like the whole rest of the action. You know, we also have in the queue Omerta, City of Gangsters, very good game, also similar style, but with, of course, naturally gangsters rather than cowboys. Still a very fun game to play. We got to test it a little bit too. We mostly test the games. The most gameplay we usually do with games, sadly, or fortunately, because it gives us time then after to record them. But most of the time, most of the gameplay we actually end up doing of many of the games is just to see if the game runs and if it runs well. That was the case with both these games, but Omerta extended a little further down the road. We played it. It also needs another trainer. It's also impossible difficult if we want to be like brave in battle and stuff. Alright, anyways, I think this is rolling well. Let's read a little bit. We, as I mentioned before, didn't manage to make this particular battle the first time we did it. First and only time we played this game before. Aside from trying to sort out the resolution and details, but not actual gameplay. So we are in new territory, just like everybody else here, if you are new to the game. Okay, so it was a good idea, yeah, let's build an escape tunnel. Father said he'd take care of the materials and construction. Meanwhile, the bandits were attacking elsewhere. You ran to make sure Florence was safe. Oh, how nice. Neighbor's house. Florence's parents didn't survive the raid. You found her among the dead. Weeping, she followed you home and never left. She never spoke of it, but brought fresh flowers to their home in their memory every week. Man, these things are always so sad and so depressive. Meanwhile, while you were gone, your father had a visitor, a well-dressed gentleman with a peculiar accent who seemed to appear out of nowhere. His magnificent cologne almost concealed his curious sulfur aroma. Could he be... No, that was madness. The gentleman was quite persuasive, convincing father to spend most of his cash on a lucky amulet. He was fed up with struggling, running scared from bandits, crime lords, and the weather. He wanted the prospecting business to take off, and fast. Still though, Father seemed loath to discuss the matter. He downplayed the power of the trinket, insisting it probably wouldn't work. Still, things improved. Father swiftly found new digging sites and extraction was efficient. Soon, he was able to buy a better mining license. Alright, so we are back in action. Let's see. Forest entrance. Small rich house. Yes, it is somewhat difficult to go back into this. If we move like that. Maybe if we zoom out. Wow, it is still a pain. I'm just hoping it doesn't happen again. The chances are it's gonna happen again. Okay, maybe here and then here. No, there wasn't any chatting. So here. I don't know. Let's go to the crevice. Narrow crevice. Oh yeah, it was here or very close. It was here actually. Okay. As you scout the country, as you scouted the country, you came across a narrow crevice. You could have climbed through it, but it would have been a difficult challenge, unless you came well prepared. It would be all too easy to sustain a serious injury. You climb down is an option. Well prepared as always, you climb down. It requires a dexterity elixir. Or we live. Well, even if we don't find said dexterity elixir, we're going to roleplay a little bit, being a little well prepared, right? So we found the crevice. We're going to the church to ask the padre information on it. God may have been away on business, but Reverend Gervais had a reputation of being a miracle worker. The prayer offering had a surprising high price for something that might have not worked at all. Well, let's pay for it. We're paying for a prayer. Will the offering grant awesome powers? Who knew? Well, we're gonna leave for now. We're still going to try to find that miraculous elixir, even though we mostly did it. We're mostly going to do it with the prayers if we don't find it. But for now, let's just go back home, take a good night rest. Good night rest. We're gonna go to Force Shaft. I think we almost ran out all of these mines. The shaft had been thoroughly exploring in the hard rock depth, but not much apart from that. The deeper gold deposit had already been exhausted. The hard rock gold deposit had already been exhausted. Let's consider using unconventional extraction methods. So we need the proper tools. We already knew that, but I don't want to run out the mine. Because, I don't know, it may turn out like these places where you can't enter anymore, and I just like moving around, you know. Of course, I like the battles even more, and they are the most fun part. But I think most of these things need to be like, also, you know, enjoy in a deeper sense. And even if we're going to the shaft and only like sightseeing or make believing that we're getting the stuff, I think it's best than not doing it at all. Let's see, there's a forest entrance here. Let's go to the forest entrance. As you traverse the forest, you spotted a rare albino rabbit. Its skin will net a decent price. An albino rabbit's feet are a powerful good luck charm. The rabbit, for its part, sat still, as though perhaps you were the valuable prey. Foolish as it sounded, you followed the rabbit, hoping to capture its good fortune, rather than shooting the rabbit in the head, I think. You followed the rabbit into the forest, but quickly lost track of the creature. Cursing your bad decision, you stumbled upon a cave whose markings indicated it was a worthwhile mining site. You marked it on your map and vowed to return. Alright, so see, that's what I'm saying. You just lose the places, but well, in this case we got another one. So we vow to return, therefore. Oh no, don't go there! Oh, there's the blind man. Okay, we were heading back home, and then on the way there we found the blind man. The man's eyes have been so shot with crude twine. He sat perfectly still, his gun in his holster, his stash on the ground close to you. For minutes, he didn't make the slightest noise, then uttered a single low sniff. You could have grabbed his stuff and made a run for it, but then there was that gun. Either we grabbed the stash and run, or, knowing better than to meddle in affairs you didn't understand, you greeted him simply and respectfully. Well, you know, last time I greeted him simply and respectfully. I feel we could grab the stash and run just to not do the same. I feel we could grab the stash and run just to not do the same as we did with the rabbit, basically. But I'm not sure if actually doing the same that we did with the rabbit would make more sense in a chain of events, right? In a kind of a continuity. Right? So basically this is like a metaphor for that rabbit we also didn't shoot kind of thing, right? Although I don't like just doing the goody duties over every single time, because I feel it's biased and I don't know, it ends up just one, coming back to haunt you, and two, being deep down or in the end just hypocritical, or rather just being good for the sake of trying to be good. I prefer just to just make decisions randomly and see how the story ends up unfolding in and on itself. But anyways, the blind man nodding, he blessed you, and therefore we live, and there is no more blind man or rabbit. Albino white blind man rabbit. Yeah, if you weave the story, it makes quite sense. So we come back into our homestead and rest. I wonder if there are any other shootouts. I don't think there are. The story is good, but shooting is good. Well, that's the thing I'm saying. It's all that goody duty, but in the end, we're just going to end up doing a shootout and killing alleged bad guys. But I think we're even worse than bad by bringing immortality into a gunfight. Not even bringing a knife to a gunfight, but bringing immortality to a gunfight. Alrighty, so what's our next stop then? What's our next stop? Should we go to where we mark on the map? Yeah, I think that would make a very reasonable next course of action. Like otherwise we'll just whip out to come back, and came back so much later. Not that reasonable, not that coherent. If we were watching a movie, if we were in real life, who knows if we would have just gone inside or killed the rabbit even. Oh, you need to eat, I guess. But we didn't kill the rabbit because it was like innocently standing there rather than, I don't know, having a fair chance or something. Anyways, watermill. The abandoned mill held a puzzling scene. Two identical twins, one holding a gun, the other shot dead. You would seen their face on a wanted poster, but just one of them. When he saw your gun, the shooter dropped his and claimed innocence, saying he shot his murderous brother in self-defense. He offered you the gun. Either you take him to the sheriff, along with the gun as evidence, or you let him go, keeping the gun for yourself. We will let him go, keep the gun for ourselves. We're not that goody. Anyways, if he actually is saying the truth, telling the truth, well, you know, we don't believe in sheriffs either, so maybe we do. I don't know. We let the guy go. Watermill, you inspected the gun. The craftsmanship was simply magnificent. Now we're using our murderous gun. I thought we were mining. Let's go to the bonanza. This site has been popular for placer rinsing, but no one seemed to want to go after the deeper deposits. Let's go with number 2. You excavated the deeper gold, costing you $40. You collected the deeper gold deposit, rinsing the rocks you excavated with a shovel. Alright, let's sleep. And that's good for a day, so let's go back into our homestead and earn ourselves a much needed rest. When we arrive at the homestead, we decide to take a deeper look at that gun that we just obtained, because why not? I suppose it's that Western rifle, or is it the saw of Cobra? I have a pair of shoes again. I would say let's give this other dude, wait, this isn't the Mexican. Really? Oh wow, now I understand. Now I understand it all. Florence, let's give her the sturdy shoes. What's down there? Harmonica gun? We can go further down. That's odd. It's there, but we can't go there. Okay, let's give her this one. Oh, that's super fitting. Look at her. She looks wonderful with that. Saw of Cobra, Western rifle. I'm not sure if that's the craftsmanship gun that they mentioned, but it does look really nice on her. It looks fitting, so she's going to be using the murderous guns, which in and on itself is really bad to do. But who knows, maybe she did kill her parents after all. Oh, whoa. Whoever said anything about that, well, we are now. It's kind of the deal, isn't it? It's kind of the trade-off for the story. So, see, now it makes a little more sense. We didn't rat out the twins, but if you change the story a little bit, it wasn't twins. It was Florence that killed her parents, and we either turn her into the justice, or we cover her up. Wowee. What will you do then? Okay, what will you do then now? You were thinking you were so goody-doody to choose back then. Now, do you do it for the love of your life? Well, we didn't, so we took our well-deserved rest, headed back into the outworld. Today we're going to the trade outpost. We're going to talk to the proprietor, who was eager to exchange goods with us. We got to bartering. Oh no, I'm moving the mouse again. Player offer, shop offer. We need tobacco. Of course we want tobacco. Who would have want tobacco? How many? Like 1,000? Let's go with 3 tobaccos. No, only 2. How much money do we have? How much money do we actually have? Well, you know what? Let's buy 2 of those. How much money do we actually have? Let's see. Oh, we have a lot of cash, 589. But you know what? Just trading in cash is not that fun. Let's save the cash and instead trade some guns for it. But which one? Oh, that's so difficult. Like, which one did you give out? So off cover? It was the one that Chish was using, wasn't he? And he died apparently because he's not in our party anymore. Navy gun. I wouldn't trade the Navy gun. Western rifle. Either the Western rifle or the 6-shooter, but the 6-shooter is just so eponymous. The Western rifle is like our only rifle. Do we have anything else though? No, we don't. We only have cash, but it's not fun paying in cash. Alright, so we're gonna hold out. We're not gonna buy anything unless, of course, we can get the thing we're looking for. Let's see. Sturdy shoes, right? Hidden herbs, double shotgun, and all. Well, we can't get the thing we're looking for here, and I kind of refuse to just pay with money. But I don't want to pay with with none of the 4 only guns we have. If we get another gun, we'll come back and get some tobacco. One of the many riches of the new world. Boasting, calming effect on body and mind. Improves aim. I just like tobacco. I like smoking. You sure, River? Yeah, we're coming back on another occasion, but not now. Oh, this is fastidious. We're moving our mouse so much, and it's just a pain to get it on the right place back again. Guess it's there. Hopefully it's there. Probably not, though. Let's see. And it looks like it could potentially be there, so let's roll around with that. Okay, so no luck today, but at least we have a purpose in life to trade for that tobacco now. By the way, just a little reminder, you can always donate to the channel so we can go actually purchase some real tobacco. Just click on the banners below and you will find a stream tip. Stream tip is an easy way to donate to the channel, or at least I think it's as easy as it can get, especially since we're still not partners, and even though it would be better and far more convenient for users to donate to us using those conventional channels, Stream tip seems to be a fairly efficient and trustworthy way. Take it from the only person that has given us a donation thus far. It seems it was good for him or her, so I would assume it is nice to use it. Stream tip, just use it. It will get us to buy tobacco. Let's go to excavation company. Excavation company doesn't sound like a place to excavate, but rather to buy stuff, right? The excavation site and floodgate were being. Wow, this is not well centered. What happened there? Okay, maybe there. The excavation site and floodgate were being used by the company owned by Chris Jordan. The main source of income, however, was training fees. You learn the simple techniques of deeper gold excavating, 25%, 450, or you learn the advanced techniques of deeper gold excavating, 50% for $300. Let's go with the simple techniques. You learn how to build a long-term rinsing chute. That's nice. And of course we get to rest after that. You don't just take a class and go work. Or maybe we do. Let's go for it. Let's go to the small bridge house and see what's there. You came by a house of a poor family, the Small Bridges. They told you they were trying to leave, saying this country was unsafe. But without money, they had little chance of preparing for even a short journey. Well, we either decide to lend them the necessary sum, you didn't really expect to ever get it back, or you agree that the times were... I can't read that. The times were hard, but they had enough of worry about on something. You know what? I was going for that, not because I'm an asshole, but well, maybe I am, but mostly because, like I said, I don't want to always make the dumb decision of always doing the right thing and stuff. What do we do? What do we do? We have the money, that's the thing, that's what makes it hard. We have the money, and we actually haven't made all that much of a good action, so let's just say this is our good deed for the game, and after this we're going to be more or less assholes. They were very grateful, said they'll pray for you, which is a nice idea, but who are we kidding? It was clear the Smallbridge family had left the area. The house stood empty except for a few things they left behind. It was impossible to tell whether they left them on purpose or forgot about them in haste. So, farewell to the Smallbridges. Hopefully they find a better life wherever they go. Maybe in a short while we will find out that we shot the Smallbridges too, or something like that. Ugly beach, okay. I think we're gonna take our well-deserved rest now. And now, okay, I think we're running out of places to mine. There's only like... There are these 3 mines, but I think we ran them all out, except for one. Now, this is a prospector camp, led by Alexander Kane. We already paid for some of this, now we can't learn anything else. Let's see, we only have the damp mine. Oh no, we have 3 over here. But I think the 3 of them only have 1 left. I don't want to run them out. See, this one only has 1 left. This one only has 1 left. And this one, let me guess, only has 1 left. But it gets into a point in the end where you are like, oh well, you're gonna have to make a decision, right? So I'm going to suppose this one has like 2, but you know, there's also Dalton's side. Well, but we're already here, so we're just making a decision, right? These games and life itself, most often than not, boils down to making a difficult decision. So, ugly ditch, force shaft, or damp mine, one of the three will go. Let's go for the damp mine. You excavated the deeper gold, costing you $40. You collected the deeper gold deposit, rinsing the rock using a long thumb shoot. Long term. I really don't know. That's the end of it. Bye, ugly ditch. Oh, I thought we were actually going to be able to keep it in for the future, like using the advanced methods of excavating or something like that. Since we didn't, like, it is more or less the way I was thinking than it is about making the difficult decisions. We can still go, but you know, it's not the same. For one reason or another, it's always hard to make decisions. But alright, we it's not the first place we have. No, we don't have access to again. I would like to leave the Borderlands. What was the name of the family? The Short Bridges place. Let's go to the Dalton side. Dalton side. It was an active site some time ago, with works focusing on the deeper and hard rock mining, and no one seemed to bother with the placer deposits. For now, I'm gonna leave you with some music, though, because I really like this song and I think it's very fitting to the game. It's a little bit of Americana kind of rock, so it certainly is fitting for a western kind of game, in my opinion. You're about to listen then to Collective Soul, as she said. Remember, you are tuned into TALEX9, and you were, no wait, what was it? You're tuning in on TALEX9, and this stream is originally first, I forgot the phrase, I'm gonna think about it later. This is first stream on Twitch.tv, first hosted. We had it better. We had it way better a couple of minutes ago. Why did we forget it so badly? Well, bear with us. We're learning and trying to make this as legitimate of a radio station as we can. You are tuning in on TALEX9. About to listen to Collective Soul, she said, and this is Hard West that you're enjoying. Hopefully it is a wonderful game for you as it is for us. We'll talk back in just a short while then. It sounds a little bit like a country music, right?
for vacant life. Yes, misses all day, and then she plays all night. She said she won't speak of love, 'cause love's not known. Right as snow, my bright beat, and she hates to be alone. Like river shall rise, she said, and then only the strong shall survive. She said, but I'm feeling quite weak. She said, oh, you comfort and forgive me. She said, yeah. Like river shall rise, she said, then only the strong shall survive. She said, but I'm feeling quite weak. She said, will you comfort and forgive me? She said, like river shall rise. She said, and then only the strong shall survive. She said, but I'm feeling quite weak. She said, will you comfort and forgive me? She said, forgive me. She said, forgive me. She said, we live in a free world. I whistle down the wind, carry on my Take a picture of this. Don't be shy. Over here we are. This is Dublin City here. Yeah. So how are you there? You okay?
Damn! You got nerves!
Exercise 2. Circle the number corresponding to the word that sounds different.
1. 차, 차, 차.
차, 차, 차.
2. 저, 저, 저.
저, 저, 저.
3. 짐, 심, 짐.
짐, 침, 짐.
4. 총, 종, 총.
총, 종, 총.
5. 칠, 칠, 질.
칠, 칠, 질.
6. 기자, 기자, 기차.
기자, 기자, 기차.
7. 중고, 충고, 충고.
중고, 충고, 충고.
is free. Now, on to the guards.
time that we loved him. And you blew some your way. And his heart just looked in, and it always knew just what to say. Yeah, all that's looking, and it always knew just what to say. By the time that they loved him, and you blew just gone away, just gone away, gone away, gone away.
With Florence through a barred window. To get her out, you'd need the key. This same key could also be used to lock the guards inside the house. The key was yours. You could release her right away. Or first lock the guards inside to make sure they didn't try to stop you.
Review 4. Recording 2. Cup. Cup. Oh. Oh. Hook. Hook. Sans console.
At last, Florence was free. Now, on to the guards.
Do not make me angry.
Итак, вы приехали.
You talked with Florence through a barred window.
Вначале основные выражения.
To get her out, you'd need the key.
Сначала вы услышите выражение
This same key could also be used to lock the guards inside the house.
Готовы?
столик на пари 시작합니다.
Одного, двоих, троих, четверых. 한 사람, 두 사람, 세 사람, 네 사람.
Спасибо.
감사합니다.
Счет, пожалуйста. 계산서 갖다 주시겠습니까?
Теперь более детально. Чтобы заказать столик в ресторане, на месте или по телефону, могут понадобиться следующие выражения.
Я хотела бы заказать столик на двоих. 두 사람 자리를 예약하고 싶습니다.
На сегодняшний вечер на 9 часов.
오늘 저녁 9시.
На завтра на половину 9. 내일 8시 반.
Мы будем в 8 часов.
8시에 가겠습니다.
Упражняемся в выражениях, необходимых для заказа столика в ресторане. После подсказки на русском следует пауза, в течение которой вам следует дать подходящий ответ. А потом вы услышите образец ответа и сможете проверить сказанное вами. Скажите, что вы хотели бы заказать столик.
자리를 예약하고 싶습니다.
На завтра на 8 часов.
내일 8시.
Спросите о столике на четверых.
네 사람 자리 시작합니다.
Хорошо. Теперь некоторые выражения, которые вы можете услышать в ответ на свой вопрос при посещении ресторана. Они есть в нашем разговорнике в цветной рамке, так что их можно показать официанту. Запоминать их не обязательно, но будет полезно научиться распознавать их на слух.
В котором часу вы будете? 몇 시에 오실 겁니까? Ваша фамилия, пожалуйста. 이름이 어떻게 되십니까? место для клетки или нет клетки? 휴견석 원하십니까? 휴면석 원하십니까?
Теперь вы попытаетесь заказать столик в ресторане. Сначала прослушайте этот диалог.
오늘 저녁 자리를 예약하고 싶습니다.
몇 분입니까?
네, 사람입니다.
몇 시에 오실 겁니까?
8시에 가겠습니다.
이름이 어떻게 되십니까?
The key was yours. You could release her right away.
네, 됐습니다.
Отлично. Теперь ваша очередь. Вы говорите первым, сообщая, что хотели бы заказать столик на сегодняшний вечер.
몇 분입니까? 몇 시에 오실 겁니까? 이름이 어떻게 되십니까? 알겠습니다. 그때 뵙겠습니다.
Не беспокойтесь, если у вас получится не слишком хорошо в первый раз. Повторите необходимые выражения и попробуйте еще раз. Очень скоро вы будете удивлены собственным прогрессом.
Well, this is starting to feel personal. I can't believe it. The same guy killed same guy 3 times. For the 3rd time, yes, even though it's not in London. For the 3rd time, oh my gosh, it feels so personal. As you may have noticed, we're not using the invincibility sheet because it feels not that unfair, but oh man, we have been wanting to kill that particular guy, cheatless, and it's taking forever. I don't know what to do now. But there's something that's definite. He's gonna have to try it one more time. Because like I said, by now it's personal. But I don't understand what is it with you have to kill everybody here. If you rescue her, why not just give you a waypoint out? You even kill the one that you have the biggest vengeance against, right? That should be enough, in my opinion. But no, they want to exterminate everybody. I don't know, but I think the stories have been quite fun so far. Even though we have been losing, I still think it has been very entertaining. It's not that far as to where it has been. It's not that far after going from where it has been towards the point where we could have won, in my opinion. So it's not that bad, but I don't know. Probably both us and our audiences probably want a little more variety in the missions or the maps and stuff. I don't know. As far as the gameplay, well, we mostly don't want just to run it dry, just like with the mines. It's important not to run it dry by doing all the possibilities. That's something that I'm oftentimes worried about. Just there aren't unlimited possibilities, but if you feel you have done many or almost all, I don't think there are unlimited possibilities, but there are a lot. That's the point. But if you run out of them, then it's kind of a shame, right? So that's why we need to be buried on the matter. Okay, so I think we can go for a full stealth one. Let's see if he notices us. Yeah, this has been still fun without the cheats. That's good. Whenever you need the cheats, you know that there is a considerable flaw in design, right? Or not. But it is also that fact that some people just like challenges, and the developers either cater to one thing or the other. Sometimes I have easy difficulties, and I like that there isn't a safe shot. There is like that particular element of probability, I guess, that allows you to do one thing or the other, I would say. And I'm liking that there's a lot of possibility. There's like a fair amount of scenarios that you could do. So all in all, that has been very entertaining. But nevertheless, we need to win the scenario, otherwise we will run out of possibilities.
Tight with the master key. Getting away will be much easier now.
Yeah, now you don't have to exterminate everybody. We could have left on one of the scenarios, but we didn't because we needed to kill everybody. And I wanted to have a back shot from that person on that room. That's why I enter without shooting first, but rather to be surprised. But I was hoping that after the surprise we will still emerge victorious. Of course that wasn't the case, as you may have already seen by now. But all in all, it has been in good fun, in my opinion. So I have absolutely no complaints from losing. Uh-oh.
Once was free.
My bad.
All you had to do was dispatch the guards outside.
There you go, that's done. Now we can leave. We probably have to kill like everybody still. What happened to the main one that we had to kill? I still hope so, because it would be kind of dumb that the one that you want your highest vengeance against is the one that got locked in the house. That would be a little anticlimactic. Well, anyways, all in good fun. It has been considerably entertaining. Let's just see if this time we are able to win our personal vendetta, or if we're going to die again by the sword. I think locking the doors made absolutely nothing. They get locked, and of course if the battle starts they just break them or something. Oh, back shot. She shot us on the back. Imagine that. I will make it for a very weird turn of events. really happened for Florence this time. She would have died like 3 times already. Well, she needs to take some cover. Yeah, she's taking some cover. Come on, Florence. Gosh darn it. Here comes our personal vendetta. Oh my gosh. You have this, Florence. You got this. I have personal businesses to attend to. I think she's gonna shoot us first. Oh, well, I'm making her move if she fails again, but not this time. Ah, stupid Florence. Took like an hour to do the killing. I thought I saw a ricochet. Ah, too bad. It would have been a nice one. I think we need to take cover. I think we're invulnerable anyway. But like we said, this is personal. We're turning off invulnerability again. It boils down to this. Come on, Warren, don't die again. Although after seeing Florence doing nothing, he's probably not gonna be the winning run. God fuck darn it. It's like he has an inherent weakness against that too. I didn't I say this was not going to be the winning one? Okay, come on, we got this. Can be that our whole run is going to be the second mission. Well, it wouldn't be very irregular for us.
Well, I forbid it. Tempt not my wrath.
Though I'll be having fun. I can't complain all that much. I can't complain all that much, but it has been kind of a meme, kind of a mockery. What do we do? Should we just start guns blazing, or should we? Well, we could try a complete actual. I don't know. It's just like it feels like it has to be this way, because any other way leads to still having to go get that key, which is kind of dumb. I would say if the battle begins, if there is a shootout, why not allow me to blow the door with the shotgun? Yeah, that would make more reason. That would feel more reasonable than having to go through all the scenario just to get the. Why are we not able to get the? Why are we not able to subdue? That's odd. That certainly is odd. We're not able to move or to subdue. We're not able to move. Why? Okay, now we are, for some reason. I don't. You can save me from this, said Warren. You know what? We're not even going to try this time. Like we're not gonna try to stretch the inevitable. We're going guns blazing, but front facing. Although, if we, well...
We could release her right away. But first, lock the guards inside to make sure they don't try to stop you.
I am intrigued to know if it can be done. The whole peaceful run, pacifist run, but I'm not that intrigued. I'm more intrigued to find out whether or not Warren eventually wins this shootout.
Get out of here! Come on!
Yeah, let's not even bother. Let's not even bother. Not even bother. I'm not sure if we have a... Okay, guns blazing. We break the door. Meet again, my old friend. My old frenemy. Oh, that dude is impervious to our attacks. So he's gonna do full Neo here and enter and shoot everybody, it seems. Wow, he's like a marksman now. I bet Warren is gonna die in one shot again. Okay, what do we do here? Do we just shoot again? Or do we enter and shoot? You know what? Neither. What we're gonna do is... What is with this table? I thought this was... Oh, you can flip it. You know what? Let's flip the table. For no reason, because we're still gonna shoot inside the window. At our target? Hope so. There we go, but still far from dead. This guy's just killing everybody. He's tired. He's tired. He's like angry and tired. Come on, Warren, just kill the freaking dude. I'm killing everybody else, but just kill the freaking dude for once and for all. Yeah, don't worry. I'll handle it. I won't even do. I don't need cheats, I can survive this. Just kill the dude. Okay, Florence 2 then. Warren has died. Okay. Time of truth. The last shootout. But who shoots first? Are we standing in the right place? Seems so. Okay, we're not shooting on this turn. We're shooting on the next turn. Because you know how it is in movies. If you shoot first, you probably miss and the other one kills you. I'm guessing father is going to die this time. Nope, definitely not. God damn it, Warren. He's so weak against that particular shooter. Okay, I think it was really ominous but really accurate. Can save him from this thing. Our other character even managed to barrage through all the bullets. Speaking of bullets, we're going guns blazing again. No, this time we're going really guns blazing. And you, over there, you're dead. Oh my gosh, I'm such a sadist. Come on, you're watching like 5 movies, 5 westerns in a single row. They're all the scenarios are so different. Now they're going guns blazing inside Mexican town. No questions given. Dead. Everybody dies so fast, but this particular guy, Warren, is dead again. Okay, Warren, you're up next. Go for him. I'll take cover. No, wait. Take cover. You run the other way, very Matrix-like scene. Let's see, where is our target? Where are we? Okay, we can run here, I think. We don't have a clear shot. Although, wow, this time is personal, isn't it? Oh well, at least it wasn't killed by the same guy. What the heck is wrong with this Warren dude? It's like made of butter. Butter Warren.
You talk with Florence through a long window. To get her out, you need the key. This same key can also be used to lock the guards inside the house.
You know what, Warren? Why don't you just stay out of this? Why don't you stay here instead? Warren already doesn't know where to shoot this guy from. Oh, damn it, Warren. Who sings quite well, Florence Nightingale? Wow, nice shot. Ah, why can't I get the shots that I want? I keep pressing backspace, thinking that it is going to allow me to cancel the action, but it's always ending the turn. Moment of truth. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. We actually did it. We finally and actually did it. Now we're gonna die by this dude. Oh, we almost died with that dude. Oh wow, we're being backshotted here. And the keyword being at last. but it was a little anticlimactic. They should have let us get our satisfaction of actually freeing her. It was okay, well, you can go now and take all the time in the world to do it, but let me do it. Or give me the option to skip it for those people that are low on patience. But in my particular, I would have taken a long time doing it just to be super, what's the word? Satisfied. Yes, satisfied by doing it. I would have carried her in my arms afterwards even. Reunited again, the two of you return home safe and sound. The two of us, when we're like 5 of us. In my opinion, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but in my opinion, it wasn't a bad scenario. We played it on our terms, and we managed to do it. No need for the trainer. Yes, need for the trainer, because we still use the unlimited SP, although we try not to abuse it. Sometimes we do extra actions, sometimes we do less actions. So I think it balances out. Let's say you could be able to save your points and use them in the future. I would say it adds up evenly. Well, anyways, I'll leave you now with some music. Hopefully this was fun. I think it was fun. It was a single scenario. I don't mind playing the same scenario, just not in a row. I don't mind playing 5 scenarios and rotate them and play them 5 times each, as long as I don't play each one 5 times in a row. I think I can get more tired of a particular thing if I do it more times in a row. But it may be a placebo effect, because in reality I don't think I have done 5 scenarios 5 times, not in a row. Maybe I don't get tired, but I don't end up doing it anyways. We played this scenario 5 times, right? And by now it's a little tiresome. I would say I would play it again, but in a long while, right? But yeah, I think it could potentially add up to the same. Like playing 5 scenarios in a row gets you somewhat tired. 5 scenarios the same. Wait, playing the same scenario 5 times in a row gets you somewhat tired of it. Playing 5 scenarios 5 times in a row will potentially get you somewhat tired of each and every one of them. Playing 5 scenarios 5 times but shuffled, maybe will still get them make them tiresome. Maybe. I don't think I have what's the word? What's the word? When you have done it previously. I cannot think of the word right now. I know there's like a legal term or something related to laws, or a well, you know what I'm trying to say.
de blâmer le miroir si votre visage est de guingois.
Hey.
No, io era so yeah, no, I want you to know that I am happy for you. I wish nothing but best for you both. I know that version you live is very nice. If you get down on your hands, I feel you gotta relate. Let's see how your baby is pushing a lot smarter. The love that you say that you need is anyone that I put through your heart. And every time you see something, you know how you call it. Feel that light, feel that light, feel that light. To the light, I'll let you down.
Fight for your own and take back what was yours. The tunnel you used was mighty useful and led you all the way into the house.
Use the stingray.
Wait, what? Unfortunately, it took us quite a while to realize that we were missing out on the story. But the only thing I managed to listen to from all of that was that we are now an outlaw. Why are we outlaws?
You will hear Salone's voice.
Hey, I'm the Baron's own personal group. I don't know.
Okay, so this is interesting. We actually didn't even have the music on. I thought we had. Okay, so this is interesting. This is interesting. We went through the whole first campaign apparently, and now we can select one of two others. But what's more intriguing is that it felt as if this is another person, right? But it doesn't quite specific. It can not be you, like. Even though it's a whole different person, a whole different story, it could still be like the road you take, to inherit great wealth. But you could say so, even though the house was all burned out. Although what's on the background could also be interpreted as being what happens to you. They hang you because you killed the outlaws, but they did say you were an outlaw, or the story was trying to say that, but I didn't understand why. It sounds interesting to become then a somewhat of a doctor or something, trying to help the people around, or you could take the path of vengeance or something around these lines. Both of the stories look fairly interesting. They do split from this area, so even though they don't tell you this is your story, the same character's story, it could more or less be interpreted if you squint a little. But also there's also this other road here that's locked behind who knows what, maybe something we didn't do or a difficulty we haven't tried. But it's very interesting. I find it to be really compelling, even though it's sad that the story ended up so abruptly. Downloadable content. I wonder what is in there. Well, it seems we're not just there yet. Oh, we're not just here yet either, gladly. Maybe these are the guys that were the outlaws that took the compound. I don't know. But anyways, I think we're gonna leave it up until here for the time being, considering I'm somewhat exhausted. It's a shame because we didn't make all that much of a recording. But I don't know, I'd rather just take a rest, because even though I think I can push further, I don't know, I'd rather rest instead and not push myself too much. But I still hope it was a fairly enjoyable playthrough of the first campaign, the second scenario for 20 times. It was weird because you could potentially go back into Mexican town, apparently. There were some guns there, some silver guns there. But I wonder if it was a different scenario or still the same one. It happened the same thing with Yakuza for me, Yakuza 0. We played and we never got around to knowing that you could save the game by going on the phone. So we couldn't save, and we had to go through all the first chapter before we found out. It was a rush. It was fairly fun. It was really fun to play. But it felt like, oh my gosh, I need a rest. I need to save, but there wasn't any indication of it. We used the phone because it was part of the story, but we use it to do the story part. It doesn't tell you that you can save there. Only if you use it again, probably. Well, the whole point is that the story felt so urgent that you feel compelled to just keep doing what you were told, and out of nowhere, chapter 2. So it was more or less the same thing here, in my opinion. We were compelled to try to help out our father, and oh my gosh, that was such a sad part of the story. It was like the father just left, and you don't know if he left dead or if he left in shame elsewhere, or I don't know. It just felt so sad and depressing. Yeah, it definitely was a rush of emotions, in my opinion. This whole story was like a real rush of emotions from beginning to end. Anyways, I hope the gameplay was good as well. I hope that the text can be read in the video, even though our resolution is somewhat low, and the resolution of the screen also makes it, of the game itself also makes it somewhat difficult to see and to read. But hopefully it was still good enough so that if you are new to the game, you can get the experience by reading it. And if you're patient enough to see us play that same scenario 5 times, you get to enjoy it too. Personally, I had a lot of fun, so I would definitely replay it. It is a little short though, because it was technically just 3 scenarios, right? Yeah, just 3 scenarios. Somewhat of a lot of story, but really short 3 scenarios in my opinion. Which we actually ended up not using that much of a cheat. Sometimes just to recover the health if we were like too brave to rush into action and felt like maybe if we had taken cover we wouldn't have taken that much damage. Still, I don't know. We cheated, but I think it was hopefully it made for a good story rather than just a rushing of the thing. I hope it wasn't a rush of the thing. There are still a couple more campaigns there, gladly, but since I am a little exhausted right now, I think we're going to not enter into one of them right away. Especially because I feel that if we enter into one of them right away, we're just going to see like one mission before I actually collapse. And then we will be with even less of a closure than we are right now. At the very least, we now ended up on a sad note. But if we do that, we're going to end on a cliffhanger note. I'm not exactly sure which of the two is worse. Well, still, in order to keep my own restful state or kind of a thing, I think I'd much rather just close the session here. Even though, as I mentioned, I don't think we have enough footage for the 2 recordings. We need 2 recordings out of this one. I think we're gonna do the first recording all the way towards Mexican town, maybe 2 times, and then the remaining, which is not gonna make for. It's gonna make for like 2 recordings of less than an hour each, or less than 2 hours certainly. If we clip some of the beginning, which was somewhat rocky road, I'm not sure. Well, the whole point is that we still need to do all the backups. We have 1 day apparently. We're not in that much of a tight schedule, I think, but it has been a somewhat exhausting endeavor. You know, changing games means changing one's own mindset a little bit, so it can become a little exhausting too, in and on its own. And it's also that we also try to bring out good products, so sometimes it takes a little bit of thinking this stuff, in my opinion. Well, anyways, we're gonna leave it till here, as mentioned. Hopefully, once again, this has been of your liking, and you may have enjoyed the show as much as we have watching the show and participating in it, as much as we have enjoyed doing it too. Because all in all, I think we do enjoy doing these things. So hopefully this has been of your liking. And well, sorry for the short shows, because as mentioned, we needed so much material that we just rushed everything in. But there are going to be some announcements after we finish with this Sino Alice backup. So stay tuned because we're going to be announcing something fun, something I would say something fun. It's not like a great breakthrough. It's just like we had some what's the word when you're minding something. I don't know. There's a word for it, but I cannot remember it at the moment for life. Not the word's not breakthrough. The word is like we had some epiphany. I think epiphany is a good word for it. Well, we had a couple of epiphanies on it. So well, that sounds a little too much. Like we didn't have like so much. We had infinite luck. That's stupid. No wonder. Well, we still died considerably, but no wonder we killed so fast. Oh, we pressed that by mistake. In all honesty, I wasn't attempting for infinite luck. Just infinite AP. And sometimes recharging the health. Whatever. The game was fun. I would definitely give it a try again. But it wasn't that ending, that last mission felt like, that's the problem. It felt so urgent that it made sense that we killed many of those baddies on a single shot and that we survived. I don't know, it felt good. It felt really story-like, I guess. Well, anyways, I don't want to overextend myself on this because I prefer to focus the videos on the gameplay rather than the talking, I guess. It's more fun to watch the gameplay than to hear me talking in the future. Even for myself, if it is for myself, I just can't imagine it to be even more for other people. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe some people do enjoy the conversation, but let's try to keep it in a point where neither one thing or the other. Anyways, you have been tuning in to TALEX9. First, what was the expression? First stream first. You heard stream first. I need to see the video on demand. See what was the expression we use. I know we use a good one that's fairly used in these kind of scenarios. Or something like that, like first dawn on Twitch.tv, something like that. Well, we hope you have enjoyed the show and hopefully you join us on our next stream, which actually shouldn't be that far from the day because we still need to do all the video on demand backups that is going to be done on, I don't think today, but definitely as soon as I get a little bit of rest, we should focus on that because it could be easy, but it could then again not be easy. And there's all of these new recordings, which are not that many. I think there's just like 3 of them. Oh, it makes me feel sad. These 3 recordings, but we still need to organize and split, and then the Sinoalisis one. So it could take us a while, hopefully not the whole day, but it's better to have an extra amount of time. I also wanted to play some more Last Recollection too, but I'd rather just leave it for after we finish doing the backup and that my mind gets relaxed from that situation. Yeah, it's kind of overextending the tense situation, so hopefully it will be better after that gets completely sorted out, which will be done tomorrow. After that, we also have to organize things for the Sinoalis Japanese server. which is going to take us hopefully less than a week, but probably around that much time. Or at least we are kind of taking that amount of time into consideration for the schedule part. I'm quite certain we have another thing that was meant to take like a week too, although it may have just been these recordings and I forgot. But I did say, we have to do 2 weeks of activities before we get into Sinoalis, Japan. That was the idea.
Lock and load.
But now I don't remember. There was something else pending. Well, anyways, without further ado, we bid you farewell, thanking you once again for all the continued support and staying with us on the channel. As mentioned, this was TALEX9 that you have just tuned in. First stream on twitch.tv, and the game you just watched was Hardware. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Without anything else to add, we will be leaving and we will come back soon, so stay tuned. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you want the notifications to show up when we start our streams. We play different games, so chances are if you're watching us for a particular game, it will be quite difficult to watch us again for the same game, but who knows. Well, that's part of the announcement, but I won't be giving out all the surprises. So we'll talk in just a short while. Thank you very much once again, and may you have a wonderful evening.